Hey everybody, this is Chris Brown, 5-Star Home Inspections. We're actually on site today. I'm going to show you how to do a pool inspection. So, the very first thing is the control panel. This right here is the brains of the whole entire pool. It has all the features in it, has the electrical breakers in it. It also has all of the other controls to not only run the filter, but your heating system and any water features that you may have. Okay, now we have covered a control panel. This is actually the pool filter area. So in this particular pool, we have two major components. We have the pool filter itself, and then we have the pool heater. Let me show you a couple things about the pool heater. This is a Gandy unit, probably one of the most popular units for pool heaters and pool equipment in general. It's fired by natural gas. As you can hear, the unit's running, looks fine, it's nice and clean. Has a control panel up here where you can maintain all of your different variable settings throughout the year. And I put my hand over the top. We've got good hot air coming out here. So the only other thing we do is we take this control panel off right here. We look inside to see if there's any rust, corrosion, maybe little critters have built nests in there. And that's really it. You just don't have to do a whole lot with them. They're really a nice add-on for any pool. Okay, now that we've covered the Gandy pool heater, let's move on to the filter. So the filter itself, here again, all sealed unit. We're looking for any kind of leaks, any kind of cracks, things of that nature. We're making sure that the gauge is working. Obviously, this is a sealed unit, so we can't comment or take anything apart to see what it looks like inside this pool filter. We're also looking at the skimmer component to make sure that it's not blocked up. All of the adjacent piping with the system. And also, if you notice, you got all these valves right here. Now, this particular pool is a totally manually operated pool. Some of the pools have electric motors on the valves, so depending on where you put your settings on the control panel, or if you have a remote control, these valves will automatically turn to those settings. This particular pool doesn't have those. The very most important item on every pool, which there are several, but this is probably the most important one, is what's called the pool bond or ground. The pool area itself, the concrete apron that goes around the outside, when the pool contractors build these swimming pools, they put rebar. They lay it out in a grid, and they also drive rods down into the ground to tie it all together. That serves as a ground rod for the entire pool area and also the pool equipment. And then they run a copper wire from that pool bond all the way up there to the equipment. So every piece of equipment, this motor has a ground wire that runs to it, and then it leaves there and it comes up to the heater over on this side. So every piece of equipment in the pool area, or the pool filter area, is grounded, and that's a must-have for every pool. Okay, so now we are in the pool area itself. This is a concrete pool. Very good high quality construction. So there's a few things that we always look for here. Obviously, any kind of safety features. If you have diving boards, if you have handrails, all of those items get looked at and reviewed. One of the most important things around the pool area itself is, you see this border that goes all the way around the pool, that's called the coping edge. Well, on the back side of this coping edge, there's this joint right here, okay? That joint is very important. You need to make sure that you got a good seal all the way around. The reason that this is important is because if water can get down through this joint, it can get in behind the pool wall. And that could spell really bad news for the pool. Because in the Carolinas, we have such a high clay content in the soil. One of the issues is if you get enough water down in behind that, you can create what's called hydrostatic pressure. And the hydrostatic pressure will push on that pool wall and could cause some pretty significant damages to your pool. We're looking for pressures. We want to check how much water is coming out, and we also want to check the vacuum on the other end of the pool. So you have two outlets. There's one here on this particular pool, and there's one on the other side. There's also one here that's in the middle. So you want to check all three of those and make sure that you have a good amount of water coming out. Now on this end of the pool, we have the skimmer. Some pools have two skimmers. So we pull these out and we reach down in here and make sure that we have a fair amount of suction going into that skimmer. So all the water from the pool comes in here, goes to the filter, comes back from the filter, and it gets returned at the other end of the pool. Now, several other things that we look at, any kind of fixtures or features that you have. If you have water features, waterfalls, those kind of accents, pool lighting. Now, obviously, we can't see anything below the water line. We do the best we can to look around, and obviously, if we seen any problems with that, then we would report those. Another thing is this top edge right here. Sometimes this will be tile. This one here is actually a composite material. I know it looks like tile, but it's actually longer. It's a longer panel material made specifically for this pool, so it bends around the radiuses and things like that. So we're looking to make sure that that's all in good shape. That's really about it for swimming pools. They most of the times the problems that we find are bad suction. We find that a lot. We find broken wires on the pool bond itself, and then just the overall conditions of the pool. Another safety feature of any pool is the fence. You have to make sure that you have a good quality fence all the way around the entire pool area. So animals and children and other folks can't wander into the pool area in the dark of night and fall into the pool. So one of the big components that we look at with these fences is these spring-loaded gates. So when I open this up and let it go, the gate should be able to close all the way and latch by itself. This particular one has a little bit of an issue, and we will definitely be putting that into the home inspection report. All right, so that covers it for our pool inspections. This is Chris Brown, 5-Star Home Inspections, where service shines above the rest. Be sure to check us out, 5starhomeinspections.us. Give us a call, 855-500-3744. Thank you.